Hello everyone. So the intention of this video is actually for those of you that are going to be attending the next full moon gathering of the Tribe of Light. Because as announced in the last conversation with Zingdad, we're going to be doing something very special. I've invited Lisa. Lisa's going to be helping us to process emotions, stuck emotions, hurt emotions, overwhelm. Now, that's quite a journey that we're going to take, and I'm going to give Lisa an opportunity to talk about that, because this isn't an intellectual exercise. You can't release emotions by thinking about them. You know, you can't process your hurts by coming to some new thoughts. It's an embodied thing. It's showing up, it's feeling. So there are certain practical matters, because Lisa's going to tell you how to prepare. But before I hand over to you, Lisa, I just want to say, as a result of our last conversation with Zingdad, I'm aware that I've kind of planted the seeds that there's a whole lot of like difficult stuff that we're going to be processing. There's a whole world of pain coming. And on the one hand, that's true. But on the other hand, something else is also true. There's a whole lot of magic and wonder and incredible stuff coming. But it's a little bit like this. If the container of your being is full, if you are full with the trauma that's going on around you, full with your own suffering, full with your own loss, full, then there's no space to let anything new in. You've got to be willing and able to let go of what was before you can take in what is. So this conversation is in great part about that. It's about finding ways to release the past, finding ways to process what's going on right now, so that you can remain in the present, you can remain in the now, and you can awaken your creator gifts. One final thought before I hand over. This morning I woke up with some heaviness in my heart, and I decided to do what I do. I went and sat outside and had a meditation, and what I did was the feeling meditation. I showed up and just felt, just allowed, just gave it space. And then I gave that feeling a voice. What does it want to say? And a long story, pain between my heart and my ego center, and there was a hurt voice inside of me. That hurt voice just needed to be heard. It just wanted to express. It just didn't want to be like denied and rejected and silenced. As soon as it had been given space and voiced and expressed, then I could go, okay, that's a perspective, and there's something else really going on, and there's a bigger picture, and it's all amazing. Pow! My heart could open. And it felt like sunshine, a star dawning in my heart. It felt like sunshine. It felt like bliss and warmth, and I was connected to the divine, and I could see the purpose in everything, and everything made sense, and I was back in my joy.
That sounds pretty blissful, actually.
It was blissful. It was blissful. And my contention is this: I'm not special in this way. You, my beloved friend, you have God, Goddess, divine, in your center. You are a divine being, experiencing yourself with and through and as a human being. Our pain, our blockage, our suffering, our trauma is just, it's the shadow, the thin little shadow that keeps us from knowing our own divine nature. And when we build up pain, and when we decide, oh, this is all too overwhelming and I don't want to feel it, it just builds up thicker and thicker and thicker. So if you process that stuff, if you work through it and it dissipates, then the light starts to shine. It shines out into the world, which changes your world. It shines through your being, which changes you. So Adamu is inviting us in the tribe meetings. He's inviting us to step into our true creator nature. He's inviting us to show up with our divine light present. so that we collectively can craft the timeline that we collectively want to be on. We're opening portals for the new earth, is what we're going to be doing. But you can't do that with all of this, oh, I'm so sore and I can't feel and I'm numb, and if I try and feel, then there's pain, and oh, the calamity of the world. Okay, we can't do it with that in place. So there is a journey to be taken, a journey of a number of parts to dealing with that. And some of those many parts are going to be with Lisa, who's going to be guiding us through processes of coping with our emotions. So those are all my preambles. Over to you.
Thanks, On. We have been talking a lot lately about massive changes that are happening in the world around us and that are happening for ourselves as well. And a lot of that is very traumatic and painful and heavy, and we struggle with that. We struggle with what's happening outside, and we struggle with our response to it, our emotional response to what's happening, our intellectual response to what's happening, and then we often find ourselves stuck. So On has asked me to join in on the next event, which is on the 2nd of July. And basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be sharing some little practices and techniques. These are things that have really worked for me. I have shared with you, this has been quite a tumultuous and difficult time for me. So these are some practices that have worked for me. To help me cope with what's happening outside and to help me cope with what's happening with myself as well. And I'm just going to be sharing those with you for a short period of time on the 2nd of July. So just to prepare yourself, I'm not going to be a talking head on the 2nd of July. We're going to be doing these practices together in real time. So what you need to do to prepare for that is make sure that you're dressed in comfortable, loose clothing. Make sure that you're in a safe space. We might be moving a bit. In fact, we will be moving a bit, and we might be making some noises. So, alert the people you live with, and perhaps if you can have a closed door and just a safe, private space for you to work in. And then also, maybe you can create a little nest for yourself. Either a yoga mat on the floor with some cushions, or possibly even on your own bed. Just a safe, comfortable place that you can really move and where you can actually start to use some of these exercises. So that's what I'm going to be doing on Sunday. I'm not sure what you're going to be doing.
So I'm going to allow spirit to move me. I'm anticipating that there's going to be some conversation live with Adamu. There is an ongoing journey. I'm anticipating that so you're going to be doing a little meditative thing?
Yes.
Okay, so as I say, I'll allow spirit to move me, but folks, I really want to encourage you, please don't just watch this. Please don't just decide to show up and just kind of absorb the information in case one day you need it. This is not something that you will understand the power of if you just watch somebody do it. If you just look at it and you see it happening, you'll go, yeah, maybe this is useful, maybe this is. If you show up and you engage the process and you follow along with what Lisa's doing, you're going to feel things. You might say, I'm fine right now. I don't have any pain or any trauma. I'm just gonna watch. Put in my headphones and let the family buzz around me, and I'm just gonna. Please don't do that. Please have the courage to show up for yourself, to show up for your emotions. When you do that, you are loving yourself. Ultimately, this whole thing is a journey of unconditional self-love. You are loving parts of yourself that are otherwise ignored. This world teaches us not to feel, teaches us to put on a glossy exterior and to pretend we're all okay. And everybody's doing that, so everyone's okay. Therefore, for me to show up, in my pain is embarrassing, it's shameful, I'm a failure. So we learn not to feel. We learn to just be numb. We learn to just be stoic. Well, here's an opportunity. There are parts of you that are stuck. I guarantee you this. You're not alive on planet Earth if this isn't true. There are parts of you that are wounded, that are stuck, that are blocked in the past. This lifetime, past lifetimes. If you show up and you feel, you're showing up for those parts of you. You're bringing them present. You're feeling with them. You're loving them. You're loving yourself. You're processing and releasing the emotions that you couldn't process and release in the past. Please do this with us.
Maybe I can just add to that. If you're just watching the video, basically you are engaging with your mind, with your ego mind. But the problem doesn't actually lie with the ego mind. It's a way for us to release these powerful stuck energies through our bodies. So it's going to be a body-based somatic experience, and just to sit and watch is completely different from if you actually engage and actually work these processes through your body. So I would definitely just reinforce what Arne is saying here. Let's shift from our minds, give them a bit of a break, and actually work through our bodies. It's very, very powerful stuff.
Okay, so comfortable clothes, close the door. Tell your family you might be sounding weird and not to come and like just barge in and check if you've like lost your marbles. And bring an attitude of willingness to experience, willingness to be where you are, to feel and to process.
See you then.
See you then. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.